Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. And Punksy, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What have you guys been up to today? Let's see. Hey, Carol Freaking Claus. Hey, Ren, Nadie, Chris Melcher, Richie. Hey, Malicious Intent. Hey, Sue Ann, Ava. Good to see you guys. Thank you again, Punksy. Hey, K-Braze. And Grammy Nini was in here. Hey, Amber. NT's Apple Bottom Jeans. The struggle is real. Web Weaver, Angie, thank you guys for being here. All the legends are here. Aw, Tess. Hey, Tess. Thank you for being here, too. Good to see you. Hey, Sweet Misery, True Crime, and Butterfly Angel. So I was looking today. We've been following the situation in Portland since, before they had named a suspect, before there was any connections in between victims. But there are more things coming out all the time. And the last time we talked about it, we went over Jesse Calhoun. We looked at some videos of his arrest. I'm going to show you another one today. We saw an interview with his current girlfriend at the time. And that's where we're going to kind of start because he was in a relationship at the time and she has spoken out and done some interviews. There's an article I found that really kind of outlines that very well. But I want to say first and foremost, the way I feel about it, and especially after reading this article and getting the full picture, because that day we didn't hear the whole interview. She is a victim as well. And, unless police connect someone else to the crime or whatever, there is no reason to believe that anyone else is connected. The way I understand it, she didn't even fully start putting pieces together till he was arrested. But regardless, he's obviously a very dangerous man. And I know that she's getting a lot of hell in certain places. And I don't want this to be one of those places for her. I don't think that you guys would anyways, but I just want to say, let's keep it respectful, classy, kind, and not tear down people who are, he's got many victims, the families of the women who have been lost. I just want to keep it respectful in here. So, hey, B Crumbs. Hey, Pamela. So we're about to get started. Hey, Guidance. Thank you guys for being here. Hey, Luana. I'm going to turn off my camera because it kind of messes with, let me change that. It messes with the quality a little bit of what we're looking at. Okay. Hey, TF, True Crime Crazy. Good to see you guys on TM. Hey, Cray Cray. I don't think she would know. Even if she did, start to pick up little signs, he's obviously a very dangerous man. I just think that is so unfair. And I don't want this to be another place like that kind of gives her, a hard way to go. I just don't. So, Ren, that was from the Lori Vallow stream last night. Thank you, Tess. I can't believe how tan I'm getting either, but more like I wish it was on my face and neck more. But summer's almost freaking over. I can't believe it. It's sad. Okay. Oh, Mallory, that was from the Lori Vallow. Hey, B Crumbs. Oh, thank you, Ava. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here to help me. So that's where we're going to start with talking about her and her experience. I thought this was a very good interview. So but this is going to get interesting today. We're going to talk about who's to blame here for this. He was released early. Here's another instance of someone who shouldn't have been out of jail. But not only that, one of the victims made a report on him. When I found that out, I did not see that until today. It went all through me. I just cannot believe that. Hey, Sweet Misery True Crime, welcome. Thank you for joining. I already said hi to you, but hi again. Thank you. But yeah, there is such a failure with the system here. It's important to talk about it. So, girlfriend of man linked to deaths of 4 women says he knew at least 2 of the victims. So there's Jesse. And remember, so one of the mods here, knows people who actually know him in real life, and they were shocked to hear that he was the named suspect. They also said he was kind of a ladies' man, that kind of thing. I forget the exact language used, but basically that kind of thing. Okay, Amber, be safe. The Oregon fires were so bad. Cray, that is a part of this. That is why he got out early. And we'll get into that, but let's go through this first. I don't want to get off track. I can do that to myself easily. So the girlfriend of 38-year-old person of interest in the deaths of 4 Oregon women, and those 4 are Charity Perry, Kristen Smith, Bridget Webster, and Ashley Real. There are other victims, and there's more missing I want to talk to you guys about in a second, but just want to name their names. In a video interview posted on YouTube, his girlfriend said that Jesse, and I don't see the point in putting her name all over the place. It's in here, and it's not a secret. I'm not going to keep continuing to blast it. But she said that Jesse also sold fentanyl and had sex with other women during their relationship. She isn't shown or named in the video, but she confirmed Wednesday that she is the woman speaking. She said Jesse had a previous sexual relationship with 22-year-old Ashley Real of Portland. She said she also found 31-year-old Bridget Leanne Ramsey Webster of Milwaukee in a video on Calhoun's cell phone. I'm still in shock over this. It's just surreal. She told the Oregonian Live, "It's very strange. I can't wrap my mind around any of it. Neither can his family or friends." So I think because she has said, hey, I found video of them in the phone, and she didn't turn it in. Well, she didn't know. She didn't put the pieces together at that point, So Webster's body was found April 30th in northwest Polk County. Little has been released about her death, except she died under suspicious circumstances. She was last known to have lived in an apartment in Clackamas County. She was found, April 30th. She was 31 years old, Bridget was. Ashley Real disappeared March 27th in southeast Portland, and her remains were found May 7th in the Eagle Creek area of Clackamas County. Investigators have also said her death is suspicious. Jesse was arrested on June 6th and returned to prison for a parole violation. At that time, we had no idea. The public had no idea that he was the suspect. So, how would she? Exactly. She didn't do it. I completely agree. Hey, JH. No, she is not. Aw, Carol freaking Close. Oh my gosh, the member milestones came through StreamYard. Looking forward to many more months, beautiful. Oh, thank you, Carol freaking Claus. 6 months. That's crazy. I can't believe it came through on StreamYard. That's freaking awesome. Fentanyl is huge right now. I mean, people willingly use it. Yes, you'll see it. People buying maybe like a Xanax, and it turns out to be fentanyl. You'll hear of kids doing that, and they end up overdosing and stuff. But people do buy fentanyl, wanting fentanyl, search for fentanyl. Good to see you, JH. Hey, Music City Mom. Hey, Hippie Chick. Happy to see you guys. Hey, Carol. Clackamas. What did I say? Cray. Hey, Chopper. Okay, so the DA's office, the Multnomah County DA's office, announced this week that investigators have linked one man to the cases of 4 women found dead within 3 months and 100 miles of each other this year in and around Portland. But they did not name Calhoun. Law enforcement sources confirmed the person of interest was Calhoun. He hasn't been publicly charged in any of the deaths. And I talked to Amber about this. She runs the Facebook group. Amber, whenever you are back and you can, definitely share the Facebook group. Please join if you're interested. But she's been keeping an eye on it. He has still not been charged as of right before this live. He hasn't been publicly charged in any of the deaths. The prosecutor's office did name Calhoun in a recent request to the governor to revoke a prior commutation that allowed Calhoun's early release from prison in 2021, citing an unspecified criminal investigation. So his girlfriend said she reached out last week to Velly Ray on YouTube to do some detective work of her own to learn why Calhoun was back on law enforcement's radar. So her reaching out to them, she was trying to put the pieces together. That interview that we heard part of and we talked about, she had started to see some of this and she was putting the pieces together. She noticed Velly Ray was posting videos and information about the women that had been found dead or missing in the region. Velly Ray grew up in Southeast Portland and makes videos about how his neighborhood and the city are affected by fentanyl and homelessness. He said he recorded the interview last Friday in her Milwaukee apartment. She said on the video that police raided her apartment on the same day as his arrest. This is the first that we've heard of this, this information. It's not officially been released that they did a search, but I found this very interesting. She said Calhoun had been living with her for about a year and a half. Investigators wearing special full-body suits spent up to 3 days searching the ground floor unit at the Riverview Apartments, at her apartment complex. On the video, she said she spent 3 days at a hotel while police searched her apartment for belongings of Webster and Reel. They cut small patches from her carpet, her couch, and her car. They took floor mats from her car and her home, sex toys from the unit, and all electronics in the apartment. I cannot wait to see what they find on all of that. That's a ton of stuff that they took in their testing. Hey, Neat Noodle. Wait, Ren. Oh, 5 months. Yay. Thank you, Ren. I haven't left yet. Leaving now. Okay, Amber. Cray cray. I've done it when I was still using years and years ago. And thank God I lived. I'll just say that. That was something that I had a bad experience with. And it was not supposed to be fentanyl. Oh, Chris, thank you. I'm really loving you being here. I'm so happy I can see the member milestones. That's a new thing for StreamYard. Musicity Mom is here. Hey, West Virginia Jules. Okay, let's continue. So yeah, I want to see what comes back from all of that search. So she told the Oregonian that police also took Calhoun's Caterpillar work boots and seized new bedding from her bedroom. They also seized about 30 fentanyl pills from the apartment and examined footage from 2 security cameras in her unit, including one pointed out her front window, according to the video. She said police later obtained her DNA. Police asked her, did it seem like he was living a double life? She said on the video. Investigators left paperwork behind related to 2 search warrants, one from the Clackamas County Sheriff's investigation into Ashley Reel's death and another from Polk County's investigation into Bridget Webster. This is what I'm saying. They come and search her house. He's already arrested. So it's not like she can turn him in at that point. When she's starting to put the pieces together of what's going on, he's already gone. You know what I mean? So the warrant said investigators were looking for evidence to support the alleged crime of second-degree abuse of a corpse, which includes someone moving a body. Wow, the warrant investigator. I'm guessing they assumed that it maybe was accidental at first. I'm not sure. I'm not going to actually guess and read too into that. But let's continue. According to the warrant in Reel's case, investigators were looking for blue tarps, opaque plastic bags, blue tape, vehicle tires, small automotive or microfiber towels, and any personal belongings of Ashley's, such as clothing, shoes, purses, handbags, and a cell phone. Now, in Webster's death, investigators were seeking any cell phones, fingerprints, DNA, belongings, or ID of hers, according to the warrant. I wonder, the blue tape, the blue tarps, that's quite interesting as well. So there's Ashley on the left and Bridget on the right. Ashley is the one that we saw in the surveillance footage at, I think it was a McDonald's restaurant, just prior to her disappearing. So Jesse's girlfriend said on the video that she learned Ashley had a sexual relationship with Jesse when Ashley sent her a text messaged her on Facebook, and called her last year to inform her she was having sex with her boyfriend. Oh, you guys, I don't want to miss these. Hey, Amber. Um, Salmonella, time flies when you're having fun. 6 months. Oh my gosh, thank you guys. Thank you, Salmonella. Glowbug, 3 months. Thank you. Oh, Mama Bear, 6 months. I love you guys. Thank you. Should say forever, not just 10 months. Absolutely nay. Hey, Spicy Sugar. Hey, BG. Hey, you guys coming in. Um, okay, so um, we left off with Jesse's girlfriend says that Ashley reaches out to her and says, I'm having sex with your boyfriend. When she said she confronted Jesse about it, he first denied it, but then admitted he had sex with Ashley. Later, she said she discovered a video on Jesse's phone of him with another woman who was topless and holding a needle in her hand while in a car, saying she had just quit shooting up. At first, she didn't recognize the woman, but after his arrest and the search of her apartment, she went online to learn more. She said she recognized Webster once her photo was in the news from the video of the shirtless woman on Calhoun's phone, according to the YouTube interview. My heart sank when I saw Bridget, she said. So she's kind of detailing, like I said, like how she's putting the pieces together. She said she was in a red and black Chevrolet HHR car with Calhoun on June 6th when unmarked police cars surrounded it about 2 p.m. The two were at a gas station and they were going to put air in the tire. Then police with guns drawn ordered them to put their hands up and get out of the car. Jesse taunted police, saying something like, "What are you going to do?" Put his hands up and then dropped them. She stepped out of the passenger side of the vehicle after something was fired at the car. She also got hit with some ricochet, I believe. The SWAT team was involved. So there was a round that struck Calhoun, rubber bullets, and it ricocheted and hit her. She was immediately handcuffed and led away, but not charged with the crime. Jesse jumped into the river, and then was cornered by police. So before we watch that, this is kind of interesting. She meets Jesse on Facebook when he messaged her at the time when she was homeless, according to the video. They then met in person outside of a plaid pantry and were inseparable since then, dating for about a year and a half. A lot of these girls were living on the streets and stuff, some willingly, and, just the lifestyle and that they were living made them quite vulnerable. But since Jesse's arrest, she said on the video they have talked by phone and that Calhoun cried during their initial call and told her, "Baby, they got me." She said she understood him to be referencing his frequent attempts to get away from police, noting he had fought with a police dog in the past, and we've talked about that. Calhoun has prior convictions for burglaries, car prowls, assault on an officer, and interfering with the law enforcement animal. She believed that Calhoun had multiple sexual relationships with other women during their time together and said she found sexual text messages he sent to other women. Law enforcement sources say Jesse Calhoun is considered a person of interest in the deaths of Charity Perry, 24, of Vancouver, who was found April 24th in a culvert, and Kristen Smith, 22, who was found February 19th. His record includes domestic violence, related assault convictions. Yeah, so I wonder why she would be scared of him. I mean, I don't know. It's just that the dynamic is thank God that she survived. The mother of one of his children obtained a restraining order against him in 2005, noting in her petition that he gets angry very easily, yells, and would punch holes in the back of the bedroom door, and had left bruises on her arm by grabbing her forcefully and pushing her out the door. He has a tattoo of the word pimp on his left hand. He had been serving a sentence for burglaries when the governor commuted his sentence in 2021. He left prison about a year before his release, before he was supposed to get released, and he was helping fight the wildfires up there. There was a prison program where, that was their job. let's see. I want to make sure there's nothing else I want to point out before we continue. Okay. She said Wednesday, Calhoun sent her a letter from the state prison in Ontario. He wrote that he needs a lawyer and hasn't been told while he's back in custody he feels like he's wrongly imprisoned. Really? Well, we're waiting on you to get charged too, buddy. The deaths have been reported as homicides, not OD. Hey, KTM. Oh, Carol, thank you for gifting a membership, and thank you, Ren, for letting me know. Y'all don't let me miss any. Hey, Adrian, because I really don't want to. Oh, Web Weaver, I'm so glad you found it too. Hey, Stephanie. Oh my God, Music City Mom. That's so sad. It's crazy. Hey, Tiff. Hey, Foxfire. Sounds like a real winner. Yep. Well, unfortunately, he's the total opposite of that. He is a nightmare, a literal nightmare. So now I'm going to click over to this one. I want to show you guys his arrest really quickly from this. We watched like a different angle of this, or a different part of
the IQ Kindness crew.
I don't think that it showed it like this though as well. And then anyways, for anyone who missed it, it's quick. A witness captured the June 6th arrest of Jesse Calhoun, a person of interest in the deaths of 4 Portland area women. Okay. Come on now. What?
Locked On MLB Podcast.
If I were the Reds, I might entice Cleveland and bring Shane Bieber in.
Come on now.
Having a big innings-eating potential ace inserted into their staff, even if
I'm going to be highly annoyed if this doesn't work. And I apologize, you guys. Let's see if I can get it like this. Ah. Yeah, this is, I think, the one that we saw, which it's got the watermark and stuff on it. It's just not, you can't see it.
Dude, the FBI. It's FBI or something.
He tried to get it. He was trying to escape in the river.
The wrong thing to stop at the convenience store.
Oh, that. Yep, that.
Butterfly Angel.
See, if I wouldn't have told you, it'd have been over there still charging your car.
Okay. Now, we're going to switch over to this and prepare, because this will probably piss you off a little bit. It did me, and it's a problem. Let me clear some of these windows so we get, okay. Clues emerge about how poorly Jesse Lee Calhoun was monitored. One of the women he is suspected of killing, Ashley Reel, filed a complaint of domestic violence and strangulation. Now, see, when Jesse got out of prison early, it wasn't like a permanent thing. The way that it was, written up was that they could revoke it at any time if they needed to. The very moment that she filed this report against him, that should have been done, in my opinion. Was that a gunshot I heard? Yeah, they shot rubber bullets. Had him. Hold on, I'm gonna grab my stuff and run outside. I'm at my mom's house. But yeah, they she got hit with the ricochet. I just can't believe how many potential serial killers that we've heard of this year. It's crazy. because there for a while I was thinking that was a thing of like the 70s, right? It's something that you just don't hear about much. I thought maybe technology or improving had something to do with it, but yeah, okay. This is where Charity was discovered. The body of Charity Perry was discovered in the Columbia River Gorge on April 24th. Okay. As investigators from multiple jurisdictions work toward indictments of suspected serial killer Jesse Lee Calhoun, Willamette Week has over the past week reported more background and context about his situation. Calhoun, 38, is in state custody at the Snake River Correctional Institution in Ontario for violating the terms of his post-incarceration supervision. So Governor Tina Kotek revoked there we go, commutation that former Governor Kate Brown issued to Calhoun and 40 other inmate firefighters, shaving up to 12 months off of their sentences. The governor's office declined to comment on Calhoun, citing a pending criminal investigation. That is the same stance that all involved police agencies and prosecutors' offices have taken. In the meantime, here's what we've learned about Calhoun since Willamette Week first identified him July 16th as a suspect in the deaths of these 4 women. I'm going to name them again. They deserve to be named 20 times more than him. Kristen Smith, Charity Perry, Bridget Webster, and Ashley Real. So Calhoun may have violated the terms of his release. Public records show that on 3 occasions, Calhoun may have violated the requirement in his conditional commutation that he obey all laws after he was released in early July of 2021. So in May of 2022, a Clackamas man sought a stalking order against Jesse, alleging in a court filing that Jesse followed and threatened him. A judge dismissed the request. In October of 2022, he was charged with and subsequently convicted of driving while suspended. And then in November of 2022, one of the women Calhoun is suspected of killing, Ashley Real, filed a complaint of domestic violence and strangulation against Calhoun with the Portland Police Bureau. Portland Police Bureau referred the complaint to Multnomah County Sheriff's Office, which, like Portland Police Bureau, declined to comment. So you're telling me that all the way back in November, before many of these women were even missing, if they would have been paying attention, they could have saved lives. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm not happy about it. I think my chat's frozen. Can you guys hear me? Oh, thank you, Tess. I don't know if I saw your member milestone at first. Okay, my chat was froze. I had to move out and come back in. I could not see anything. And I'm so sorry, you guys. At least you could hear me and you heard all of that. That Ashley filed a complaint of domestic violence against him in November of last year. It's complete bullshit. Hey, one who sees. Oh, I'm glad you got a membership, Foxfire. I hear you. Yes, Sally. Could not see any of the comments. Hey, Cutie Pie. Hey, leave it to Beaver. Many women are missing with connections to these women and to him. I have a couple I was going to show you guys before we go. I know, Kaylee, that is crazy. I miss Bieber's face too. Can't wait for it to come back. Daggone it. Okay. This right here just floored me. I cannot believe that she filed a complaint against him in November. Technically he should have went right back to prison at that time. He broke the law. He should have went right back to prison long before that. That is just complete bullshit. Real was last seen March 27th, 4 months after she filed the complaint against him. Her body was found May 7th. I am sorry, that is an issue. There is a problem. Other inmate firefighters also stumbled after release. Records show that 11 of the 41 released for their work fighting wildfires have subsequently been arrested on felony charges, and 2 others have been arrested for misdemeanors. In none of those cases did the governor's office revoke the commutations. Unbelievable. So now there are some state Republicans, member of the state Congress, who are, because of this, asking for them to review every single conditional commutation. And I think they need to. The DA abstained from vetting Calhoun's commutation. The Multnomah County DA's office, through a spokeswoman, said it was not given a meaningful opportunity to determine whether to support his commuted sentence. The DA's office did not take a position on releasing Calhoun or on any of the 14 cases presented to it by the DOC. So Multnomah County DA has pressed for progressive reforms to the criminal justice system. They want to make it more lax, more easier. I don't know. I think that there's a problem. Something needs to change, because I don't know. How many of these cases are we going to talk about that could have been prevented? You know, it's just, now my chat is freaking frozen again. Are you serious? Multnomah. Thank you, Cray Cray. Multnomah. Hold on. Oh, welcome, Cutie Pie. I can't see your comments, you guys, unless I kick myself off. It's just ridiculous. Thank you for joining, Cutie Pie. I'll refresh to see the comments again in a minute. But, hey, Crazy Mama. I'll be sleeping outside, K-Braze. Okay. I'm so annoyed over that. I'm sorry, you guys. But let me show you a couple other things before I let you go, because this is not working very well. But I found this Twitter account which has been tweeting about this and demanding for better. Their whole Twitter account says that it's called People for Portland. If you guys want to follow, and they say politicians at all levels of government are doing too little, too slowly to rescue our broken city. Let's take action and save the city we love. I think that's important, because this needs to happen in many towns. I can't tell you the number of cases that we've talked about that could have been prevented by bullshit like this, or from CPS, or the state giving out kids to people who don't need them, or taking, it's just completely screwed up. But I want to show you guys a couple other women who are missing that I want to put their faces out there. And also, I found this in the group, and I thought it was helpful visual. And this is a map of the area, and it shows, where each person was found. So Kristen was found on February 19th here. Charity was found April 24th here. Bridget, April 30th. All the way down here, and then Ashley on May 7th. Kristen lived in Gresham. Charity lived in Longview. Bridget was from Milwaukee, and Ashley was from Portland. So Kristen was found in the woods near these roads that are on this screen. I won't read each one, because most of us are probably not familiar with them, but if you are, then this could be helpful. Charity was found in a culvert or a gutter. Bridget was found along Harmony Road near Mill Creek, and then Ashley was found in a heavily wooded area in the 29,000 block of Southeast Judd Road. Now, this is a young lady missing. Her name is actually Alex. Yeah. Please, if you've seen this woman in the streets of Portland, call the Portland police at 503-823-3333, or you can contact her family at findalexandra.lexi@gmail. This is Alexandra Joyce Reiner, aka Lexi. She was born December 14th in 91, and she's been missing since March 3rd. Beautiful girl. Then we have this young lady, Sarah Elizabeth Bowles. She was last seen September of 2022, living under Selwood Bridge in Oregon. She was 26 in 2023. She's a white female, brown hair, brown eyes, 4'10". She's little, like some of these other women. You know, she's little. She fits the description of these other women, though, quite well. She's a homeless female who was living under the Selwood Bridge in a tent. She would go around Portland daily and socialize with other homeless folks. She's obsessed with My Little Pony. She doesn't work. She does not have a license or an ID card. She does have fetal alcohol syndrome and is mentally disabled, functioning with the mindset of an 8-year-old to pre-teenage. That is just sad. Now, that is the one thing that is different. However, you know, she's vulnerable. She's homeless, and she is mentally disabled. Can't refresh y'all's comments, so I will in a moment. Let's get through a couple of these. So this is Gigi, and we're going to read this, but I'll show you some pictures of Gigi. Oh, here's one of her tattoos. And here she is. Have you seen her? Her name is Gigi Gillette. Her Facebook is Jessica Biggs. Her real name is Heather Pimentel, my middle daughter. She's not been seen or heard from since May 5th. My youngest daughter lives in Eugene, Oregon, where Gigi would go to do laundry, take a shower, and just feel loved. After all, the streets are filled with hate. Yes, she is a street person with a huge warming soul and a heart bigger than the sun. She would help anyone that needed and give to those if it meant her to be without. She is an addict, but that doesn't make her any less of a person. She has a family that loves her beyond words. We have all been worried sick from not hearing from her. We just need to know. So if you have seen her, please message me or Devin or someone else tagged, as you will see in the photos. She had many different looks and tattoos. Thank you for taking the time to read. Then there was an update. There have been many people saying they have seen her. My youngest daughter has been searching the areas, and she works down the road, and she has yet to see her there, but they will contact if she's found. And thank you for the kind words and stuff. So another one, very small, addict, on the streets. She fits the description. I hope she's okay. One sec. Okay. I can't imagine how scary either. Let's see. Sorry, you guys. That is so annoying that I have to do that to read your comments. So I'm probably missing a ton of stuff, and I am sorry. Who's letting her on the street? I don't know, Cray Cray. I don't know. It's very sad. Thank you, Amber. You guys join that Facebook group if you're interested. You want to follow along this. Chopper, I would say that he was targeting the vulnerable, small women with addictions and things like that. You know, vote different. Absolutely, Evil Queen. That's what it comes down to. Sorry, you guys, that I can't keep up with your comments. But before we go, I also found one other thing. Let me see if I can get it to work. So this is, remember, we started initially talking about 6 women, and we know that 4 have been connected. I literally cannot see anything. I don't know what StreamYard's doing. Like, I can't see how many people are in here, who's in here, any comments that are being left, just to let you guys know. So, family of 5th woman found dead in Portland area seeking answers. Can you imagine you're the family of one of these other women who hasn't been connected to this? I think it's important to keep talking about them too and keep their voices loud and clear. So more than a week after the DA's office announced a person of interest believing to be connected to the deaths of 4 metro area women, the family of a 5th woman who was also found dead this year is speaking out. Ariel Hamby said she's determined to find out what happened to her stepsister, 32-year-old Joanna Speaks. I'll just play the video. Maybe.
When your starts getting into everything, you may need a little help. So Duracell created the only lithium coin batteries with a bitter coating, scourge swallowing.
More than a week after the Multnomah County DA's office announced a person of interest they believe is connected to the deaths of 4 metro area women, the family of a 5th woman who was found dead is now speaking out about everything that has transpired.
Fox 12's Connor McCarthy spoke to the sister of Joanna Speaks, who says she is frustrated with the investigation.
Can you imagine? I would be so frustrated, heartbroken, let down. Where do you go from there? You've connected these 4 women, but now our family member is just, what happened to her? That would just feel hopeless.
Ever since Joanna Speaks' body was found in Ridgefield last April, Ariel Hamby says every day she wakes up with the goal of finding justice for her sister. She says she's thrilled the Multnomah County DA's office is one step closer to finding justice for the families of the 4 other women, but she does say Joanna not being included in the list is a setback for her family. Still searching for answers.
Unfortunately, there hasn't been much new information. The newest information has been this link with the other girls.
Ariel Hamby is determined to find out what.
I don't know. I feel for her. I don't know. I don't have a lot of words right for that because it's so disappointing. And like I said, you would feel completely helpless.
To her sister, 32-year-old Joanna Speaks. The news that Joanna's death was not included on the list of women whose deaths the Multnomah County DA's office believes are connected to a person of interest.
For a second, we're like, dang, we're one step behind now. But I do believe there's a connection there. It's maybe just not as obvious as the one.
And I think that could be a possibility. I'll refresh after this to see what you guys think, but put it in the comments. Do you think that maybe there is a connection they don't know about yet or something like that that's not quite as blatant or obvious? And also, I've told you guys before, we've talked about why do some cases get so much coverage and others do not. And this is just a second where I want to point out some of these families of these women would do anything to get some coverage, to get people listening and looking at what has happened to their loved ones. They would give anything, and just for one segment on the news on Ashley Banfield or whatever, but she's still talking about Brian Koberger. That is freaking sad to me. It's not right, because at the end of the day, is it about the victims? Is it about, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And so, okay, let me keep playing this. Can't see your comments, so I don't have nothing to respond to.
When they found for the other girls.
Joanna's body was found in Ridgefield this past April on private property. Her death happened around the same time the bodies of the other women were being discovered around the greater Portland metro area. The Clark County Sheriff's Office ruled her death a homicide.
I think the fact that we have a crime scene.
She was the only one that was labeled as a homicide from the get-go. She, I believe, had blunt force trauma to the head and neck or something. I might have that wrong. I know it's blunt force trauma.
In Washington has a lot to do with how hard it is to put so many of these pieces together. We can kind of place all of these girls in similar areas with similar people that have mutual friends.
Ariel says she is waiting for evidence to show Joanna's death is linked to the person of interest announced by the Multnomah County DA. Even though Joanna hasn't been linked to this individual, Ariel says it's relieving to know that she and the families of the other 4 women were onto something from the beginning.
Oh, yeah. Because remember, a few months ago, Portland Police Bureau said there is no reason to believe any of these are connected, and the public is fine. You're safe. You're fine.
Something about like everyone seeing what you see from the inside.
Validating.
That just feels like there's a little bit of justice in that too.
Ariel says every day she does what she can to find justice for Joanna. You can see the motivation to find answers sitting behind Ariel with a poster that reads, "Joanna Speaks, Murdered."
Actually carry a stack of those around with me in my bag so that I can hand them out.
Doing anything, carrying them to hand them out. You've got some of these cases that get so much attention. The families are like, leave us the hell alone, please. And then you have these other families that are begging and pleading for some coverage. It is sad. It breaks my heart. I can't take it. Like, oh, it just frustrates the hell out of me.
We are remembering her strength right now. There was nothing that she couldn't accomplish if she set her mind to it. She didn't fear anything.
Despite progress in the other 4 similar cases, Ariel wants everyone to remember Joanna's is still unsolved.
I just don't.
Let me see if it says in here exactly. Sheriff's office ruled her death a homicide. Okay. All right. 1 second, you guys. I've got to refresh so I can read your comments. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. Okay. So sorry about that, you guys. I don't know what the hell is going on with my StreamYard. Like, all of a sudden I can see the member milestones, but everything else is just completely discombobulated. But let's see. Hippie Chick said, I lost my son to life in the streets, living as a homeless young man with addictions, and the life finally took him from me 5 years ago yesterday. I have a special place in my heart for the homeless. I am so sorry, Hippie Chick. I'm so sorry. I have a special place in my heart for the afflicted, for the people going through it that are in those dark days that don't, whether it's addiction, depression, whether they don't think they continue anymore, can continue anymore. Yeah, I have a soft spot for that as well. So I kind of understand what you mean. But I am so sorry for your loss. It's different when a case hits you personally like that, when you can see parts of your life in one of these cases, or these women. I was never homeless, but you better believe I stayed gone from my home for weeks at a time, living in dope houses, partying. I mean, just, oh my God, you guys, you wouldn't even believe it. You really would not believe it. So it could have been me. It could have been many of us. And, these girls deserve a voice. They deserve a voice as loud as the Idaho girls, as, all the cases that get a ton of attention. And we're not going to stop talking about it, period. I get really frustrated over that stuff, but Instead, we're giving our attention to Carly, who got to do her makeup before her mugshot shitty. That is true, you know. Yes, Rainbow Mom, you're the bomb. Congratulations. Many nights I went to sleep fearful I would never hear from him again. It's frightening for families of young men also. Homeless and addicts are a vulnerable population no matter the gender. That is so, so true. And you know what? My parents have told me the same thing. I put them through hell. I can't believe it. There's not a day that goes by that I am not consumed truly with guilt for that stuff. I try to let it go, but there are still moments where you just can't, because I know that they went through that, you know, every time the phone rang late at night that your heart starts racing, that kind of thing. It's sad. And the truth is that, you know, whether it's the news or the court system or the general public, oftentimes they just don't give a damn. If you're an addict or a prostitute or homeless, you know, it's almost like you feel like they think, one, like the cops are like, one less addict I have to deal with. Oh well, or whatever. It's kind of depressing, but that's why, you know, we have to keep talking about it and talk about these cases. Thank you guys for being here with me. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry I haven't been able to read the comments, you know, the way that we usually do and respond. Before I end, let me go one more time. I'm going to refresh it one more time so I can say bye to you guys. So hold on. Lord have mercy. Gage from StreamYard better get it together, because this is not cool. Not happy that I can't hear from you guys, like, or see your comments as they come. Let me go back a little bit. Are there flyers for the others who have not been linked? Join that Facebook group. There's tons of flyers. There are so many missing. I mean, I grabbed a few today. We've went through others on other episodes of, or, you know, other lives on this topic, but there are so many. But there are tons of flyers in that group. Oh, thank you, True Crime Crazy. Well, good. Hey, Sweet and Sleuthy. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you to my mods. I appreciate you guys so much. Hey, Lucia, hopefully next time the freaking StreamYard is fixed by my next live. I don't know what's going on. I'll restart the computer and all that good stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you for being here with me. Go join that Facebook group. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you guys. I hope you have a good night. Bye.